Hi, it's Kathy. Let's wind up this series that's focused for people that are thinking about, ambivalent about, possibly thinking about, maybe want to, and then there's those that really are ready to sell their family home, downsize, and go someplace, maybe one floor, maybe no yard, maybe much smaller, and maybe in someplace much warmer. So I just want to wrap up some of the ideas that I've shared in the previous blogs and talk about, and this kind of wraps it all up, how you move forward, how you get a plan together and actually get things started, because well begun is half done, you know. We learn that as kids, and I think it stays with us our whole life. So I want to look at the continuum. And you can see we go from people that, I don't know, I hear people do it, I think it might be a good idea, to, yeah, it's a good idea. I like it. I like the fact that I can make the decisions. I like the fact that I can find some place that's smaller. I like the fact that I can get the equity out of this house that I've been putting in for over these many years. Then we got the people that are, maybe I'll do it, you know, maybe I'll do it next year. That's usually the way it's said. And then we get like, okay. And I just met a woman that's in that okay place a couple of months ago. And she knows she has things to do through June. And so she's beginning to plan that process. Okay, this is a good idea for me. And then we got the folks that are, okay, come on, let's go. Let's get this going. So the other thing about a continuum is that you go from I don't know to let's go and back, sometimes in a day, sometimes in an hour. And because it's such a big decision, because there's so many moving parts, if you pardon the pun, that it can become overwhelming and you move back and forth. So one of the things I remarked on yesterday is the need to pull together a team. And whether it's your lawyer or your financial planner, your adult kids, possibly some trusted friends, it could be an estate planning company, it could be a realtor. Hey, that's a good idea. What is the function of that team? It is not to make the decision. Back in college in statistics, which I had to take 4 times because I went to graduate school, not because I flunked it, we talked a lot about degrees of freedom. You know, how much flux, how much flow is there in a process, and how much and for an adult and for just kind of regular use of the word, how much control do I have over the decisions and changes I make in my life? And the reason that I'm putting these videos and blogs and educational opportunities together is because it's important for me that each of us in our age group and older keep as much degrees of freedom, our own control over our own life as possible. And it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like I want to stay in my house, and that's what's more important to me. And maybe it is, and maybe it isn't. What are the pluses and minuses? So the function of the team is to listen, to encourage, and sometimes it's encouraging conversation that goes from I don't know to let's go and back in an hour, to support. If this is what you want to do, then what are the ways that we can help you do that? To ask good questions, not bugging questions like, can I have that? But questions like, what are the pluses and minuses of moving to X, Y, or Z? Have you thought about looking at a continuing care kind of process if you want to move to an adult 55 and older facility or an assisted living facility? What are the kinds of options and opportunities you have? Really dig deep so that the more you do that, the more certain you are that it's a good decision for you. To give you new ideas. Well, did you think about this? Did you think about that? There's, this company that does decluttering and they have comprehensive services and they can do the whole thing for you. And then there's this company that does moving for seniors and their services are a little bit different. Is there anybody else that we might want to get involved in this process? And then the last part, especially those of us who are the professionals involved in the team, not the family members, is to provide resources. One of the things I bring is a whole group of people, not that I know somebody that knows, but I make it important to say, I know just the right person for you. I do the research and find what is needed. So if you're thinking about the over 50 move, downsizing, liquidating the asset that has got probably the most value of anything in your life so that you have some flexibility of what you can do with those funds, and do it at a time in the market that the market is really in a good place for this, give me a call, instant message me, inside message me, or give your attorney a call, your financial planner a call, and begin that conversation. The hardest thing that happens in my world is people wait until something happens to them and it forces the issue. They lose all their degrees of freedom. They're not the ones making the decisions. And it's being done without the opportunity to really think it through. So I hope you've gotten something out of this series, and I will continue to do this on a monthly basis. And I hope you come back. If you have any questions, you know how to find me. Take care.